Today we are making Sambal Tumis, a spicy staple in the Malaysian cuisine. And the wrap is actually stainless steel, fully 1810 stainless steel, and then you can see dot here. Are you using the right cookware? Welcome back to Andy's Kitchen. Today we are making Sambal Tumis, a spicy staple in the Malaysian cuisine. Let's bring this fiery favorite to your kitchen. To do the Sambal Tumis, we first of all have to blend the chilies. We have big onions, garlic, and also belacan or shrimp paste which has been lightly toasted. Now, you'll be wondering, wow, she's using so much chilies. But this is because I like to do it all at one go. Then I will then store it in my freezer by putting into borosilicate glass by Gourmet. Now I'm going to put it in my Gourmet vacuum blender. The best is to use a tong, so your hands will not get too hot. Next is to add in the onions. This is the big onions to give it the sweet taste. Next is to put in garlic, and of course not forgetting the toasted belacan. I will just add in a bit of water, and the water is just not too much, just as long as it sort of like, cover it halfway. That's good enough. And close it. Okay, I go to ultra blend. This is ultra blend, and then I come back. Starts. The chilies are done. You can see that it is almost 3/4 full. I normally do this so that I can always store some of it and then do the cooking of the balance. I like to do the shortcut, so I don't have to keep on blending all the time. But this blender is fantastic because it does help me a lot, and because it is vacuum, you can see the colors of the chili. It's very it keeps its color. So I'm just going to keep some of this in the freezer to use for another cooking. This pure gas make a borosilicate. It's really very useful. I normally would store it in the freezer. Now is to make the Sambal Tumis. Put in some oil. Oh, don't forget, turn on the flame. So we have to use a little bit more oil because there's lots of Sambal Tumis here, so I have to use more oil. So I'm going to slowly pour this. As you can see, it looks like a lot of oil when I put the blended chilies inside. But the reason why I do that is a tip. When you want to keep your blended chili for a longer time, you need to put a little bit more oil. So now I will slowly tumis it until it becomes fragrant, and then you see the oil coming up to the surface. That's called breaking the oil. That's the time when it's ready for me to store and to continue my next cooking. As I'm sauteing the Sambal Tumis, you can see I let the oil is already soaked into the whole sambal, and you can see the oil is coming out at the side, and then that is like it's almost ready. But perhaps I like to share about this Galactic Wok. I love to use this Galactic Wok. Why do I like to use it? You can see here, right? There's non-stick here, and there's a wrap, and the wrap is actually stainless steel, fully 1810 stainless steel, and then you can see dot here. It's actually give it the crispy feel when you fry fish and so forth. But the holes in between, it's the non-stick, and we are using the premium non-stick from Switzerland, which gives it the release factor. So when I'm doing the sambal, you notice, you see, it doesn't stick. Yeah, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? The sambal is coming on beautifully. It's almost ready. It's time for me to add in some salt. Yeah, I'll just add in some salt, sugar, and also some tamarind water or asam air, yeah? Asam water, tamarind water. Not too much, because you can always put it to taste whenever you use this. Don't forget, I'm cooking this and I'm storing this for my future use. Okay, my sambal is done. So now what I'm going to do is turn it off, and I'm going to keep it in my pure glass by Gourmet, and I will keep it into different portions for the different cooking that I will do in the future. This is also pure glass. Pure glass is not just a glass container. It is actually made of borosilicate, so it can withstand heat and cold. So you can put it in the freezer. So what you need to do is let it cool down, lock it, and then put it in the freezer. Now it's time for me to do the tasting after, this Sambal Tumis is done. Perfect. Not too hot, not too spicy, not too sweet, not too saltish. Because when you keep this in the freezer, and when it's time for you to do your next cooking, what you can do is you can add on more sugar or salt to your taste. So you can always use a glass container like borosilicate from Gourmet, close it, lock it, and then put in your freezer. Now I'm waiting for it to cool. Thank you for watching. Good news! This is only for the first 50 loyal MD's Kitchen followers. Hurry! Scan the QR code fast and get 200 ringgit off. So instead of buying it at 499 ringgit, you're getting it only for 299 ringgit. This is our bonus for you. Before I leave, I would like to thank all of you for joining me today. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to MD's Kitchen on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for more delicious cooking recipes and also very useful recipe tips. Happy cooking!